If Rosen does become available and the Redskins have interest, what's a fair price for them to deal for Rosen, in your opinion?
A 2.
A second rounder.
Now, and I don't know what the Cardinals will take. Is it a fire sale?
Right.
I mean, they asked me last night on television, how would I rate Rosen with this year's quarterbacks? I'd say, well, Murray is kind of an outlier. If you're a team that's willing to run his system, then you've got Murray, Haskins, and Jones of Duke ahead of him. And, whether it's Murray or Haskins, you can decide on what style you want to play. And Duke is third. Jones. Locke, I don't think as good as Rosen. So that's kind of where I rate him in this year. So you could argue he's a first-round pick. Now, he had some warts coming out as far as his personality goes. And I just dismissed how he played this year because of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to hold it against him, then look at how Goff played as a rookie.
Right.
So you got to get him in a good situation and get him hungry and humble. And if he is both of those things, he was the best quarterback in the draft last year.
Do you think that the Skins will have interest in Rosen?
I don't know.
All right.
That's just speculation on my part.
Don't they almost have to, Charlie, just from a financial perspective? Because the Redskins are in such a pickle here. If they could actually, I mean, they're really, I feel like the Redskins are in a desperate situation, especially at quarterback. But it's worth probably rolling a dice with a guy that many like you had him as a top rated. And if you get him for cheap, it forces him to be interested, I would think.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, no, and I get your point. I mean, it would be an ideal situation. I do agree. They're not going to say it, and I understand that. I wouldn't say that either.
Yeah.
That I'm desperate, but I think they are desperate. I mean,
Right.
it's a tough break they got.
Yeah.
Okay, and then they're fighting uphill with it.
Right. And then how do you look at the rest? Like, I look at the rest of the roster, Charlie. I'm so down on it, maybe just because last year was so disappointing. But guys aren't producing like they were 2-3 years ago. Jamison Crowder's not who he was 2-3 years ago. Jordan Reed's not reliable. They don't have weapons. The offensive line is getting old. It's never been outstanding. I feel like they have holes everywhere.
Injuries.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You're right. The names aren't as good as the production because of the injuries, and that scares me the most because you have too many players you're counting on that are getting hurt, and they usually keep getting hurt, and you just keep missing more time. So, yeah, it's a thin ice situation there on where that roster thing is killing them.